Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're decoding the alphabet soup of cloud computing. If you've ever felt completely overwhelmed by terms like IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS, you are in exactly the right place. We're moving past all the buzzwords to look at how these three core service models are actually shaping the 2026 digital economy. And as you'll see, choosing the right model isn't just an IT upgrade anymore, it's a fundamental strategy for business survival.
Here is our roadmap for today. We're hitting the cloud foundation, the as-a-service layer cake, the shared responsibility model, PaaS in action, and finally the 2026 cloud landscape.
All right, Section 1, the cloud foundation. Let's establish our baseline.
We all know the official NIST standard by now, right? Ubiquitous, on-demand network access to a shared pool of configurable computing resources. A decade ago, just getting away from basement servers was a total revolution. But today, that's just table stakes. And those stakes are incredibly high right now. We are living right in the middle of an era defined by what industry experts call inference economics. Basically, that's the cost and effectiveness of operating AI models at a massive scale. If you make the wrong infrastructure choice today, you aren't just looking at a slight budget bump. No, you're heading straight for cloud sprawl, where operational costs absolutely skyrocket and system performance just plummets. It's a lose-lose scenario, and we definitely want to avoid it.
Moving on to Section 2, the as-a-service layer cake, and my personal favorite way to understand this, the factory metaphor.
So first up is IaaS, or infrastructure as a service. Think of this like renting a totally raw factory floor. The provider hooks up the water and the power, which in this case are your virtualized computing resources like bare metal servers, storage, and networking. But literally, that is it. You have to bring all the heavy equipment, set up the assembly lines, and hire the workers. It gives you absolute, total control, but it demands highly skilled IT management from your team to keep those operating systems running safely.
Now let's step up to platform as a service, or PaaS. If IaaS is the empty factory, PaaS is your fully equipped production line. The provider is giving you the hardware, the operating systems, the runtime environments, the database tools, the whole shebang. It is basically the perfect innovation lab. Developers don't have to stress over patching servers. They just bring their raw ingredients, their code, and get straight to building. It dramatically accelerates your time to market.
And finally, SaaS, software as a service. This is the finished product delivered right to your doorstep. The provider handles the entire stack from top to bottom, giving you immediate business utility with fully managed intelligent ecosystems, like your enterprise CRM or HR portal.
So what this really boils down to is a fundamental trade-off, the balance between operational control and speed to market. Look at IaaS. You get total control for custom workloads, but you absolutely need a DevOps team to scale it. In the middle, PaaS gives you that automatic scaling and speed for builders. And then SaaS trades that back-end control entirely in exchange for immediate, zero-maintenance utility.
All right, Section 3, the shared responsibility model. Let's talk about the security partnership.
Here is an absolutely crucial point. Security in the cloud is not something you can just completely outsource. It is very much a partnership. The cloud provider is always responsible for the security of the cloud, meaning the physical hardware, the data center locks, and the global networking infrastructure. But you, the customer, are 100% responsible for security in the cloud. You own the data encryption, the application layer security, and the identity and access management. If you neglect your side of this, even if you're using a fully managed SaaS product, you are leaving your enterprise wide open to breaches.
Which brings us to Section 4, PaaS in action. Let's look at how this solves real logistics problems.
Take Cummins Engine, for example, a Fortune 500 manufacturing giant. They hit a massive bottleneck trying to manage and source 700,000 different engineering parts globally across completely disconnected systems. We're talking thousands of parts per sourcing event with insane price breaks and attributes. Instead of trying to build a massive new system from scratch on IaaS or forcing some rigid SaaS product to do something it wasn't built for, they used custom Java and database PaaS extensions. It perfectly bridged their existing solutions, completely streamlined the request for quote process, and drastically cut their supply chain risks and costs.
Now that Cummins example, that's traditional PaaS. Today, PaaS is undergoing a massive evolution into AI-PaaS, or AI-PaaS. Providers are delivering what they call intelligence out of the box. This means your developers no longer have to build complex AI architectures from scratch.
These platforms come completely locked and loaded with integrated large language model orchestration, built-in vector databases for semantic search, and AI-powered DevOps pipelines that automatically optimize your code for security before a user ever even sees it. It is an absolute game changer for development speed.
And that leads us perfectly into Section 5, the 2026 cloud landscape, the absolute cutting edge.
$14 billion. That staggering number is the projected size of the global PaaS market this year. Why is it so massive? Because right now, the speed at which a company can develop and deploy a new app is literally their biggest competitive advantage. Businesses are aggressively adopting PaaS to just skip the whole infrastructure management phase and go straight from idea to a fully scalable product in record time. And alongside that PaaS boom, we are seeing an absolute explosion in serverless computing, sometimes called functions as a service. This market is hitting $28 billion in 2026. This is basically a no-ops approach. Your code just sits there dormant, costing you absolutely nothing until a specific event triggers it. Then you only pay for the exact milliseconds that code executes. For unpredictable workloads, it is simply the most radically cost-effective model ever created.
Looking a bit further to the horizon, the cloud is completely democratizing high-end tech. Take GPU as a service. Smaller startups can now just rent massive supercomputing clusters for AI training on a pay-as-you-go basis. No multi-million-dollar hardware investments required. We're also seeing edge nodes rolling out, pushing compute physically closer to cities to hit that zero latency required by autonomous systems. And honestly, maybe the most exciting part? We are entering the era of autonomous cloud FinOps, where AI automatically governs and optimizes your cloud costs in real time, shutting down idle resources without a human ever having to lift a finger.
Ultimately, what I really hope this explainer has shown you is that choosing the right cloud model, whether that's the raw power of IaaS, the rapid innovation of PaaS, or the immediate utility of SaaS, it's no longer just an IT decision. It's about business survival in a digital-first era. You have the tools, you have the models, and you understand the economics. So the only question left is, are you truly ready to maximize your cloud strategy for 2026, or are you going to let your competition build faster? Take a hard look at your current architecture today and start building for tomorrow. Thanks for tuning into this explainer.